Welcome everyone to the 36th Annual Middlesex Health Hospice Program and Palliative Care Service of Remembrance. I'm Sherry Rustberger, the Bereavement Coordinator for our Hospice Program, and I'm so glad that you were able to join us today. Traditionally, we meet at Mercy High School for this entire service. However, this year, with things having to be a little different, we are meeting virtually. Our hope is that family and friends who might not have been able to join us are able to take part in the service as well. Today we are gathered to celebrate the lives of those who have died on our program during the time between October 1st, 2019 through September 30th, 2020. We are all gathered to honor their memory, as well as to reflect and be grateful for the time we had them in our lives. For some may have been just a day, and for others a lifetime. I would also ask that we acknowledge those who are veterans who had served our country for their dedication in preserving our freedom, our safety, and our country's heritage. You will notice in a photo of remembrance later on in the program, those who have served will have an American flag next to their photo. This day is also dedicated to you. You, the family member, you, the friend, and you, the caregiver. Everyone's journey through their time of loss is unique, and no one will have the exact same experience. The situation, the feelings, and the grieving process will be yours and yours alone. But together, we can help one another by lending an ear or a helping hand. Rituals can be a tool of support through this process and are an important aspect of our program. Some of you may have experienced the ringing of the Tibetan chimes at home, in one of our nursing facilities, or on our comfort care unit. The chimes are rung to acknowledge and honor the sacred passage of our patients and to instill awareness to all who are present. Today, the chimes will be rung before and after our candle lighting. Many of you who joined us at Mercy High School earlier today would have received a bag of items. Included in this bag is a remembrance candle. If you are not able to join us and happen to have a candle nearby, we encourage you to get it so that you are able to light a candle with us during our candle lighting ceremony. Another ritual that I would like to make you all aware of is each week at our hospice team meeting, we, the staff, honor those patients who have died on our program the week prior. We conduct a remembrance ceremony of our own. The ceremony consists of a poem or prayer being read, as well as a reading of the names of the patients who died that week. As we read the names, we place a shell in this vase. Normally in the past services, we brought this vase with us so that those participating in the service were able to take a shell back with them. This year, included in your bag is a beautiful seashell, which has been placed on a card. And on this card is a lovely poem we hope you all enjoy. Please know that these shells symbolize a life that once lived among us. You have also included in the bag one of our blue lights, just like this one right here. This light you might have experienced with us after your loved one's passing. It represents the fact that their light will still continue to shine within each and every one of us long after they are gone. So today, as so eloquently stated by Maureen Killoran, we come together for the diversity of our grieving, to gather in the warmth of this community, giving stubborn witness to the belief that in times of sadness, there is room for laughter, and in times of darkness, there will always be light. I so hope you're able to sit back now and enjoy our program, knowing that we are all a part of this incredible journey called life. It is now my pleasure to introduce you to Vincent Capice, our President and CEO of Middlesex Health.
Hello, I'm Vin Capice, President and CEO of Middlesex Health, and I'd like to personally welcome you to our Hospice and Palliative Care Service of Remembrance. which is an annual program that we put on, which personally I think is one of the best programs we have. And it's a way for us to reach out to families and friends of people who have passed in our hospice program over the past year, to provide comfort and support. Part of our philosophy is that we not only support our patients and care for them, but we support those who are around them and close to them, family members and friends. And today's program is all about healing and all about helping to find closure and helping all of us to deal with the wounds and the hurt that may have come with people who have passed, and to remember them and to celebrate their lives. And unfortunately this year, because of the COVID crisis, we're having to do this in a way that's virtual, which is a little bit less personal, and I apologize for that, but unfortunately this is the best way that we can provide this, continue to provide this great program, and we're trying to improvise a little bit to do that. And our thought was it's better to have it this way than not have it at all, since we couldn't do it in person. So I hope that you enjoy this program, and I hope that helps you to deal with the loss that you may be experiencing, and to celebrate the lives of your loved one who may have passed, and those others in the community who have also passed. Thank you.
When the mountain touches the valley, all the clouds are taught to fly. Thus our souls will leave this land most peacefully. Though our minds be filled with questions, in our hearts we'll understand when the river meets the sea. Like a flower that has blossomed in the dry and barren sand, we are born and born again so gracefully. Thus the winds of time will take us with a sure and steady hand when the river meets the sea. Patience, oh patience, my daughters, my sons, in that sweet and final hour, truth and justice will be done. Like a baby when it is sleeping in its loving mother's arms, what a newborn baby dreams is a mystery. But his life will find a purpose, and in time he'll understand when the river meets the sea. When the river meets the almighty sea.
We can shed tears. We can shed tears that they are gone, or we can smile because they have lived. We can close our eyes and pray that they will come back, or we can open our eyes and see all that they have left. Our hearts can be empty because we can't see them, or we can be full of the love that we shared. We can turn our backs on tomorrow and live yesterday, or we can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. We can remember them and only that they are gone, or we can cherish their memories and let them live on. We can cry and close our minds, be empty and turn our backs. Or we can do what they would want: smile, open our eyes, love, and live on.
Hi, my name is Liz Falsigno. Today I was asked to talk about my loss of my parents and my journey through grief. So here's my story. We have these defining moments in our life that we remember clear as day. These moments that downright changed our life. They open our eyes to how fragile life really is. They bring families together, or they break families apart. We find ourselves fighting each and every day to overcome the seemingly impossible task of surviving. When I watched my father take his last breath, I knew I had just lost absolutely everything. I felt his warm embrace as he passed on, and for the first time in my life, I was completely and utterly alone with no idea what I was going to do next. I tried to go to work, but I could hardly make it to lunch before the pain paralyzed me at my desk. I couldn't eat. I struggled to make it out of bed in the morning. I thought my grief would be laid to rest with my parents after their burial, but it only intensified. I was surrounded by people that refused to let me break, but in my eyes, I was already broken. Through this unimaginable pain, I have learned several life-changing things. I learned that there is a difference between family and relatives. See, family isn't always blood. You can share your last name with a relative, but your family is what you make it. Family members are people who choose to love you through thick and thin. They feel no obligation to be by your side. They want to help you when you are at your lowest. They aren't going to leave you when times get tough. Family is forever, no matter what. Where there is love, there will always be family, blood-related or not. I learned that it is absolutely okay to not be okay, as long as you understand that you'll be okay. I was 19 years old when my mother was diagnosed with stage 4 lobular breast cancer. I couldn't fight this battle for her or ease the pain. I had to sit there and watch her wither away for 18 months. Through intense chemo treatments, the side effects of radiation, the bad days, and the really bad days, my mother continued to fight. But through it all, she was concerned about how I felt. She was a warrior, a fearless warrior who cared more about those she loved than herself, even when faced with a terminal diagnosis. Her spirit gave cancer a run for its money, but her body just couldn't keep up. I slept by her bedside in hospice for 10 days, and we watched movies, read old cards she had given me, and listened to all of her favorite music. But we never had the chance to talk about what my life would be like without her. I was headed towards uncharted territory, and I was completely on my own. I was far from okay, but I knew that the courage and strength that she instilled in me would see me through. I learned that I too am a survivor. Each and every day that I wake up, I have to fight to get out of bed. I had to learn how to stand again. It was simply one foot in front of the other. I started taking it moment by moment, then day by day, and week by week. Before I knew it, I was actually able to see significant progress. I fought really hard to be where I am today, and when I look back at where I was, I am extremely proud of myself. I lost something that can never be replaced, and I'm telling you now that you will have to continue to battle each and every second. The loss of my parents shattered me completely, but each shattered piece has been placed into my very own stained glass window. Now, as I am able to put on the finishing touches, I can see a masterpiece in front of me. Hundreds, maybe even thousands of tiny pieces of colored glass that people awe at in disbelief. You are radiant and glowing, and you have potential beyond your biggest dream. But most importantly, I have learned that our defining moments do not define us. These moments that feel like time has stopped, that take your breath away, that challenge your faith and make you wonder if you'll ever make it through, are not our story. They may be a part of our story, but who we become and where we go next is up to us. We are not products of what happens to us, but rather products of what we make ourselves to be. This lesson was one of the more difficult ones for me to overcome. After my mother passed away, I felt the responsibility of caring for my father and doing all I could to make her proud. But after my father's death, I began to think that those losses defined who I was. I figured people only knew me as the girl who lost her parents to cancer. But as I continued onward, I started to realize that I was strong, independent, and a motivated young woman that many people actually looked up to. No pressure, right? And even on my worst days, when I felt like the world is out to get me, I was able to remind myself that I am in control of where I am headed. Although it is difficult and an uncertain path, I am willing to give absolutely everything because I refuse to let my parents down. So grief, it doesn't get any easier. Living a life without my parents is very challenging. There will be 2 less fans in the stands, 2 less phone calls to make, no one to walk me down the aisle, and slightly worn clothes that will never be put on. But there will always be love. So amongst everything that I have been through and all that I have learned, the importance of love is what has carried me through. Love is literally what we need to survive. Be gentle with yourself, be patient, and hold on to hope.
We're now going to do our candle lighting, so you have your candle ready for you, and we're going to use our ritual chimes. Light a candle, see it glow. Watch it dance when you feel low. Think of me, think of light. I'll always be here, day or night. A candle flickers out of sight, but in your heart I still burn bright. Think not of sadness, that I'm not near. Think of gladness and joyous cheer. I have not left, I am not gone. I'm here to stay, my precious one. So when you light a candle and you see it glow, and you watch it dance, in your heart you'll know that I would never leave you, even when you feel so blue. I'm sitting up here, now watching over you.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone.
The Dash by Linda Ellis. I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on her tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of her birth and spoke of the following date with tears, but he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For the dash represents all the time that she spent alive on earth. And now only those who loved her know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left. You could be at dash mid-range. If we could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real and always try to understand the way other people feel. And be less quick to anger and show appreciation more and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy's being read with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spend your dash?
As we come to a close, although there are many team members involved in the coordination of this day, I would like to offer a special thank you to Mercy High School for letting us use their campus to distribute art items for today's ceremony. To those who spoke, those who provided songs and music, and to the staff and volunteers who contributed to this service. Please also be aware that you will be able to view this program on our webpage even after today. Looking ahead to the holidays, that it's just around the corner. We understand that you might experience some different situations and emotions. Please be aware that there is support available for you through our bereavement office. I would like to take a moment now and speak on behalf of our hospice and palliative care team. We would like to thank you all for the privilege of caring for your loved one, for sharing your journey with us, for joining us today and sharing in this special remembrance service. We together have all made a difference in each other's lives. I would like to wish you a gentle and peaceful holiday season.